So let me ask you, where are your company going? What's your company's goal? What's your team's goal? Where are you heading? Do you want to be more successful? Do you want to grow the company? Do you want to make some more money? Sure, we all do. So where are you heading? Think about it. What's your goal? Is it clear? Do all of your team know where you're heading? Are you all pulling in the right direction? So let me guess, you're already working hard. You've got a busy day. Life seems a bit hectic. You know, you're flat out. You look at the schedule, it's pretty full. My guess is that you can't really work that much harder, but maybe you can work a little bit smarter. Think about it in terms of marginal gains. Small gains that if you put into place every day, make you like 1% more effective, 1% more successful. 1% might sound like a small amount, but think about if you keep compounding that, you keep improving everything 1% every day, every week. How will that impact you in the long term? It's these small percentages, these small improvements every day that over time have a huge impact. Think about your team. What about if your team, all the members of your team improved just 1% every day? Just to maybe even only 1% a week. How much more effective would that make your team? How much more successful would your team be? If all of your team improved by just a 1%, a small amount, think about that as a team. How much more effective would the team be? How much more successful would the team be? How much more successful would the company be? Just take a moment to think about that. All of these small marginal gains over time, think about how effective they will be in the grand scheme of things, in the bigger picture. So how are you going to get your team to find these marginal goals? How are you going to get them to improve by 1% every day, 1% every week? How are you going to do that? The first thing I think is take a stock of where you've come from. Think about where you've come from. Think about all the successes that you've had on the way. Just take your time, make a list. Think about all the things that you're really proud of. Think about the things that you've achieved. I'm guessing when you started off, one or two of those things you thought were impossible. An example, you know, we all start off studying. It's going to take us years. We forget about how difficult it was when we started. We forget about the beginning of a course that we later completed. Think about all those successes, maybe some sort of run you've done, sporting success. Think about all those wins that you've had along the way to get to where you are today. And use those as the basis of going forward. Sit down, think about what your goal is. Make sure it's clear. Think about each individual member of your team. If they sit down, have a clear goal so that they know where they're going, they can think about what they need to do to get there. Now, they can do this on their own. Maybe you can support them. Maybe you could bring in a coach like myself to sit and work with them. You know, maybe as a team together can work together to discuss goals. And then maybe sit down individually to work through, to think about their goal and how they're going to get there. How can they break the goal into small parts? If we've got a big challenge, often it seems impossible, but by breaking it down into manageable chunks, suddenly it becomes a lot easier. Taking that first step makes life much easier. Now, there's a great tool that I like to use. I've used it with clients, used it with students. My very first teaching practice, I used this thing called a wheel of life. It divides your life into 8 different areas, and you look at each one of those areas. Think about how happy you are in each one of those now, and think about where you would like it to be. Now, it's very easy to say, you know, well, I only care about work. Work's the important thing. If you're not eating properly, maybe your health's not great, maybe you're stressing about something outside work. If you're not managing those other stresses from outside, if you feel guilty, you're not seeing your kids, then that's going to impact your work, you as a team member. So if you've got other areas of your life that you're not happy with, are not going quite as well as you like to, it's going to impact on your work life. It's going to impact on what you bring to the team, what you bring to the workplace. So think about the different members of your team. Are they all sort of 100%? Or is there something maybe that's stopping them? Sometimes there's something internal we're not aware of. Maybe it's buried, something that's holding us back. Could be a lack of confidence. People talk about imposter syndrome a lot nowadays. Something like that. So sitting down, working with a coach, looking at those barriers that are stopping people from performing at their best, getting into the zone to deliver top performance, those are the sort of things that I can help you work with, help your team develop, help your team improve by 1% a day, 1% a week. And think about those, just think about those returns over the long term. A small marginal gain over a period of time. It's like, you know, people talk about maybe doing 10,000 steps. So you do it one day, okay, that's good, but then you keep doing it every day, and suddenly the impact it has on your life. Maybe you give up sugar in your tea, you give up dessert after dinner, and it might only be, you know, a couple of calories each day, but suddenly over a period of time, those small marginal gains have a huge impact. So think about that in your team. If your team start taking these marginal gains, they start taking these small steps forward, suddenly as a team you're going to be far more effective. Yeah, make you far more successful. You know, you generate more income, make more profit. The company grows, the company's successful. Everybody wins, everybody's happy.